is this cute little edge that has these cocoons that hang off of the work. On this video, I will teach you how to do the Bullion Stitch Balls Edging. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. Okay, so for this design, you want to make sure that you start with a foundation chain that's a multiple of 5 plus 4. In my case, I have 19 chains. Now for row 1, we're going to start by doing 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So you skip the first chain, into the second, 1 single crochet. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into each chain all the way until the end of the foundation chain. So do 1 single crochet into each chain, and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, I just did 1 single crochet into each one of the chains of the foundation chain. And now I can move on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to chain 1 and flip your work. We're going to start the row repeat. So the repeat starts by doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So you go into the first stitch and do a single crochet, into the second, single crochet, into the third, and into the fourth. That is 4 single crochets here. Now we're going to chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this is going to be your stem. So now we're going to do a slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. So you skip 1, 2, 3, into the 4th chain, a slip stitch. Now from this point, we're going to be flipping your work. So you flip it kind of to the right, like this. Now we're going to chain 2. And you're going to be working a bullion stitch, which I don't really know if I say that right. But we're going to be working a bullion stitch 5 times into the picot stitch. So this picot stitch here has a little bit of a hole in the middle between those chains there. That's where we're going to be working it. For a bullion stitch, we're going to be yarning over 5 times. And it's going to be important that you keep those loose because you're going to be like grabbing your hook and pulling through all the loops after. So I'll demonstrate. We're going to yarn over once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. And these need to be loose. Now you're going to be going into the center of the picot stitch, grabbing the yarn and pulling up a loop, also loose. And now the goal is to yarn over and pull through all these loops. So depending on how loose they are, it's going to be easier. However, you might need to use your fingers to kind of help you through. So I like to pull the loops kind of down, so I can get through them. I, to be honest, have never done this before, but this is what we got to do. So there. And it creates this kind of like tornado looking thing. So now to finish the bullion stitch, we chain 1. And that we want to do 4 more times. So let me show you. We're going to yarn over 5 times, making sure our loops are loose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Insert your hook into the middle of the picot stitch. Grab the yarn, pull up another loop, yarn over, pull through all of the loops. And again, guys, I find that it's easier to use your nails almost, or your fingers, to help you pull the loops down to get it through. And there you have another little tornado thing and a chain 1. So we want to do this 3 more times for a total of 5. I'm going to do that off camera now. Yarning over 5 times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going into the middle of the picot, grabbing the yarn and pulling up a loop. Yarning over, pulling through all the loops. And again, this is not necessarily easy, but it is doable. So it's harder to also show you at this angle that I'm crocheting. So I'm going to do this off camera. Remember to chain 1 after this step to complete the bullion stitch. Here I got caught. and chain 1. So again, I'm going to do 2 more of these off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, now we are going to be doing a slip stitch into the top of the, let's see, the turning chain, which I already, oh, I see. So, you know, the first bullion stitch that you did, before this, you have 2 chains that you started with. I'm going to flip it so you can see it. So you've got the chain 2 that you did before the first bullion. So you're going to be doing a slip stitch into the top of that turning chain, into the top of the chain 2, which is here. Into it, just a slip stitch. Okay. And now we are going to be doing a slip stitch into the top of each of the bullion stitches. So top of the bullion stitch, here is 1. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now we are going to be doing slip stitches into each of the chains of the stem to get us back to the body of the work. So you go into the back of those chains with slip stitches. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And now I'm at the back, I'm back to the body of the work. It's a little twisted because it's just my single crochets, but I am back to it. And now I'm going to be doing 1 single crochet into the next stitch. 1 single crochet. And there we have it. This is the bullion stitch. It kind of adds this like fun little ball at the bottom of your work. Kind of looks like a little cocoon. So now you just want to repeat this all the way to the end. So let's go back to the beginning of the repeat. I'm going to do it once more with you. The repeat starts by doing 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So there is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now from this point, we want to be chaining 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we want to do a slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. So you skip 1, 2, 3, 4, into there, a slip stitch. This is our picot stitch. Now we are going to turn our work. Kind of flip it over this way. And now you want to do a chain 2, which is the turning chain. And now we want to do the 5 bullion stitches into the picot stitch, into the center of the picot stitch. So for a bullion stitch, we're going to yarn over 5 times. Insert your hook into the middle of the picot stitch. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all of the loops. Again, personally, it is easier if I grab each one of the loops with my fingers so that I can pull through and just have that extra little bit of help. Then after that, chain 1. And that is my bullion stitch. I'm going to do this 4 more times and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my 5th bullion here. So the whole bullion and the chain 1. Continuing the repeat, I'm going to be doing a slip stitch into the top of the turning chain, which is that chain 2 that you started with here, right before the bullion stitches. So I'm going to be doing it in the back of that 2nd chain. Slip stitch there. Now I'm going to be doing a slip stitch into each one of the bullion stitches. So here is 1. This is 2. 3. 4, and lastly 5. And now we are going to be doing a slip stitch into each of the chains of the stem. So into the back of the chains, basically. You're going to be going into them. Let me see here. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which brings me back to the body of the work. And to finish off the repeat, I just want to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Okay. And now I have 2 of those little guys. Now you want to repeat this all the way down, depending on how many stitches you have left. And then for this, I'm just going to verbalize it. When you get to the end of your work, you're going to have 3 single crochets left. And then you're just going to do 1 single crochet into each of those 3 stitches. Then you can cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. And then you're all done. Okay, this one is so cool, you guys. Look how cool these are. It's like little cocoons that hang off of the bottom of your work. And it seems a little tricky to make at the beginning because of the whole bullion stitch that's maybe a little different than what we are used to. But it has this really, really cute little effect. This is what it looks like in the back because you have those kind of like little buckets. And then at the front, you can see them kind of more in a cocoon kind of shape. Really cute. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.